Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Those are the only and original names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Yahweh means He is, He exists. Yahweh Shai means He delivers and He saves. Rachakadash is the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles out of Great Millstone who taught us this 100% truth of the Bible through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. These men were regenerated back in these latter times to gather in the hope for elect out of the nation of Israel that only consists of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. That's off your father's bloodline. Shalom out there to the brothers that teach, preach, and prophesy through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And shalom out there to the brothers and sisters that's part of this 100% ministry that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. May the Lord continue to add peace upon you. This is Amnawah Allah coming back at you again, hopefully with another edifying lesson. Okay, this is the finale. This is the 4 of 4. Okay, in the conversation dealing with Joseph, our forefather, our brother. He could be walking this earth right now. We don't know. You understand? We just get in our lots, and we won't know anything until we get back to the spirit world and get back on heaven when heaven becomes on earth. Okay? So remember that all the lessons, all the stories, the events that are written inside these scriptures, okay, by the holy prophets, the men of the Lord, okay, and even you got Esther, you got some of them. She, you know what I'm saying? She did her thing too. Remember, these are things that for our edification, exhortation, awareness is for in this latter time period, so that we can be able to withstand the trials of this devil that's about to bring down great wrath upon the Israel. And really, it's going to be more for the men of the Lord, but 2/3 got to get wiped out, and Esau going to bring his wrath. But at the end of the day, this Bible is our blueprint, okay? And this is how we learn, and this is how we learn to conduct ourselves out here in public amongst the wicked people. Okay? Now, let's do a recap real quick before we go further. All right, so remember chapter 37 with Joseph, when it all started, the brothers was envious of him. Okay, they were jealous of him. And they were jealous of him because of the fact that they knew that Jacob, their father, had favored Joseph more. Okay? And that's why he gave him that coat of many colors. But also because Joseph was a dreamer. Okay? The Lord was dealing with him for real. Right? So Joseph went and told the brothers and the family members his dreams. They didn't like that. Okay? But now Jacob went on and understood it. The father went on and understood it and observed it, because he knew something was special about his child. And remember, this is the child that came from Rachel, and Rachel was his first love. The first 4 were from the handmaids. Okay? So now you got it where Jacob is telling Joseph, the son, okay, giving him a duty, giving him a task, that when the 4 older brothers go out in the field or whatever they do, you need to bring back their evil report. Okay? Now, it had to be something that these 4 was doing that wasn't going in the spirit with the daddy, because the daddy gonna know everything. You see, through his spirit. So he sent the younger brother out, okay, to mentor them, to see what's going on every time he report that thing back to Jacob. Well, the brothers didn't like that as well. Okay? So at that particular time, Jacob sent Joseph out. And when Jacob sent Joseph out, Joseph couldn't find him at first. But then they saw him coming up and they mocked him. Here come this dreamer. That's wicked. But just let's keep going. And now Reuben and Judah were the main ones that didn't want to slay him. Okay, kill him. It was more of Simeon and Levi. All right? So now they casted Joseph in the pit. They went and got him, and they sold him to the Ishmaelite. Nowadays, they would be the Arabs. Okay? And the Arab, the Ishmaelite, went on and sold him to the Hamites, which are the Egyptians. Okay? So now, Joseph is in the land of Egypt. But he's being well favored. The Lord is with him. Okay? So he's showing the people like him. The authorities show him all kind of favor. All right? Now, you're just not going to walk like that the way the Lord's script is. We're just not going to walk all dandy all day long like everything. You know nothing's going to come upon us. You see? You see how Joseph was? Joseph wasn't doing anything. But look what happened. The king's wife, the Pharaoh's wife came and tried to seduce him. And she kept trying him. But Joseph being a real man and knowing and understanding that the Lord knows if I step out on you because you belong to somebody, that it's adultery. So not only would you be sinning against the husband, the man, he'll be sinning against the Most High. And that's not what we about. That's not what we about, right? So now, Joseph fled, but he ended up leaving his when she grabbed it, ended up leaving the jack, his garment behind. So what the wicked woman did? The wicked woman told the king, her husband, that Joseph tried to lie with her. Joseph tried to rape her in so many words. Instead of the king trying to talk to Joseph, see what's happening. You see? He went on to cast Joseph in prison. So now Joseph in prison. But remember, the Lord is still with Joseph. So now he's getting favored inside the prison cells, dealing with the people and dealing with the guards. So now, in the midst of all that, you got the chief butler, the chief baker of Pharaoh. Okay, they must have done something to piss him off, where Pharaoh put them in prison with Joseph. And as time went past, they started to have dreams. They couldn't interpret their dream. They couldn't understand their dream. So they asked Joseph. And Joseph went on and interpreted for them. So dealing with the butler, he told the butler when your position is restored, holler at your boy, man. Speak, talk to them and let them know I'm good people, man. I mean, I interpret your dream. And you know what I'm saying? Get me up out of here. But he didn't do that right then. So Joseph had to sit for another couple of years in prison. Remember, he'd done nothing. And that goes back to the conversation of how many of us out here that walk and do what we're supposed to do, and yet we get ridiculed, we get scandalized. You understand? All kind of things happen to us. When we out here just trying to please the Lord. You're going to have wicked men in Israel. You're going to have wicked men outside in the world. But let's keep going. So now these couple of years he's in prison. Now, during that time period, Pharaoh has a dream. Okay? Nobody that he goes and asks and seeks can answer him, can interpret anything that he's dreamed. So now the butler realizes, okay, go to Joseph. So they went on and grabbed Joseph, and Joseph came and told Pharaoh. When Pharaoh told him the dream, told him what the dream meant. You see? Now that it was well pleasing to him. So now the famine came, right? And way in Canaan, Jacob sends his 10 sons to Egypt. He finds out that Egypt is plentiful, okay, with food. So now he sends the 10 sons out. And when he sends the 10 sons out, now Joseph knows who they are, right? But he's playing his role. So now he goes on and send him on back, but makes Simeon stay. And remember, Simeon was the one that wanted to really slay him. Okay, and Levi was going along with it. Okay, so now they're back. They went on back and told their pops, right? And when they told their pops, now the pops discreet. He's bereaved about this. Now, not only I sent y'all out, Joseph is gone, and now Simeon is gone, and now you telling me that I'm supposed to do what that man that said was, speaking of Joseph, I'm supposed to send Benjamin to them? Okay? So Pop's feeling some type of way. But at the end of the day, okay, they ran out of food. So now when you run out of food, where you got to go? You're going to have to go right back. You see? And in the midst of that, then we're speaking of the dream part, the dream came true. Dealing with Joseph and his brothers. Because of the fact that when they came to Egypt the first time, they bowed down to him. You see? So now he's pleading. Judah is pleading to the father. Let's go ahead and take Benjamin because we're not going to be able to get no food or anything if we don't bring our younger brother with us. Right? So now Jacob is feeling all kind of ways. You see? Because it'll be Not just that, it'll be 3 sons gone if anything happens. Because he already believed in Joseph gone. Simeon is still locked up with him over there. Okay, now you telling him to take Benjamin. You see? Now, let's go forward. Now let's go to chapter 45. Chapter 45. I'm going to start at verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all of them that stood by him. And he cried, cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren. Okay? So with that being said, Jacob went on and like, okay, because he needed to eat. Go ahead and take Benji. All right? So now when they pull up on him, you know, Joseph sees him. You see? Watch this. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brother could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. Okay? So he was emotional. He couldn't hold it back no more. You see? That's his blood. That's his brothers. And he's desiring for his father to come. His dad. He wants to know now. He wants to reveal this thing. You see? That's a compassionate brother. He held it down, although he knew what his dream meant. He didn't actually know that he would be persecuted through that whole time period, being locked up for things that he didn't do. But he persevered. And now is the time. The time is now to tell them. Now that you brought Benjamin back to me, which is cool. Now I'm going to ask about my dad. We're going to bring this thing full fold. You see? Verse 3, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. Yeah. Of course you will be troubled. We're speaking of the main 4. The other 6 didn't have nothing to do with it. But because they're there, right? And most likely, they done told them secretly, because they weren't going to tell their pops that they sent Joseph out like that. So they probably talked amongst themselves. And they feeling some type of way. Because they know what they done was wicked. And then the Lord could be punishing them. And it came a full circle. That same brother that y'all hated on, envied on, was jealous about, because the Lord was dealing with him with dreams and this and that. You didn't like that. So you wanted to cast them off. But then all of a sudden, years passed by. Look what this man's sitting at. And every last one of his dreams came true. You can't be sitting up here worrying about what somebody else talking about, man. What somebody else come bring. You know you doing what you're supposed to do? Hey, listen. The hell with them. Because it's going to show in due time. As we spoke of inside of the last lesson. Don't sit up here and think you're just going to talk to people any old kind of way. That you're going to try people any old kind of way. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, a lot of brothers that sit up here on this mic, and we talking about all camps, every last one of them. A lot of brothers sit up here on this mic that talk all that rah-rah and be condemning niggas and all this type of stuff like that or whatever like that. You wouldn't do that out there in their face. You wouldn't do it in their face. You would not do it in their face. I'm telling you this. Unless you got a multitude of men around you, you would not do it in their face one-on-one. So go ahead and start with all of that. You ain't built like that. None of you men that don't know how to conduct yourself with real men, okay? That you emotional, you feel some type of way, or you got some jealousy in you, some envy in you. If you're not going to be a man 100% all the way through in each part of life, each part of your situation and trial, then brother, don't act like, man, listen, don't act like that. Because a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us has come into the truth the way the Lord had already set our lives out. He already set it up where, watch this, you was going to do these things to us. You see what I'm saying? He'd already written that out. And he already built us to be able to persevere through it and keep moving. A lot of you niggas out there lame, man. And guess what? You can't get mad at me. The Bible telling you this. You looking at our forefathers. Look at the wicked that they done. And these traits of them hadn't trickled down to now. Get out of here, man. Well, we know. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither. For the Most High did send me before you to preserve life. You see that? And this is how we feel. Those that have been abused, slandered, rejected. For real. In every aspect. And all you did was trying to do what thus saith the Lord. From birth until now. You see? He's telling you though, because this our heart. Don't be mad at you. Don't be grieved. That's what we tell you, right? Just repent. All you got to do is repent. Because we're automatically, has already forgiven you. You see? Joseph wasn't studying none of that. What Joseph? Keep moving. You don't got to deal with that. You keep moving. And it's going to show that the Lord dealing with you. We ain't playing no games, man. We ain't playing no games with these wicked niggas out here in these streets that don't want to do right. And we ain't playing with no niggas that's in these camps. Because I'm not going to tell you like it is. Because see, I ain't just jump off the porch. And I ain't speaking on, ranting on doing on myself and nothing like none of that. I ain't just jump off the porch. I stay diligent in these scriptures. I told you before, it's like I was in college. Before I even came out to set up to go teach, preach, and prophesy in the streets and do these videos. Man, I stayed up on the apostles to learning from all their videos. So I don't got to go out there and say nothing out the way. Okay? I can edify the sheep. And even before then, I was already in this. Because I stayed with the Bible. I don't care what I was doing. I stayed with the Bible. And everybody can tell you that. You understand? So you can have an unaware treasure in the midst of you. But hey, that's the way the Lord stripped it out. You know that. I'm not what Allah knows that. In any situation that he go through. Right? And so do you other brothers that's in that situation. We play it out. We ain't worried about it because we know the Lord did that. What were we doing wrong? For anything to come upon us. What did Job do wrong? When you look at the book of Job, what did he do wrong? Nothing. Because it's a spiritual bounty on our heads. And not all Israel is Israel. Let's keep reading. Let's read that part again. And Joseph said unto his brethren, this is Genesis chapter 45, verse 4. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, okay, that ye sold me hither. For the Most High did send me before you to preserve your life. It was a reason why the Lord put in your spirit to say these things, do these things to anybody that the Lord had a mission for. So that the mission can go forth. And when everything comes out in full circle, then you're going to understand. And then you're probably going to realize and understand that there was a prophet amongst you. Might be too late, though. Because you probably never would repent it after you done some wicked stuff. But he's telling his brothers right there, don't be grieved. Don't be mad at yourself. That means take that thing off of you. I'm telling you as your brother. I forgive you. The Lord had already set this up. I'm not mad at you. But you just for how you feeling, you sick in the stomach. That shit sizzling in your spirit. Yeah. I wanted it to do that. The Lord allowed me for it to happen to do that. You see? Verse 6. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years. in which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And the Most High sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Whoa. So in order for the 12 tribes of Israel to go forward, right, because the Lord sent a famine on earth, the Lord had this one particular man, Joseph, to get through all that so that he can have it where none of the Jacob or none of the family would die off of starvation, to preserve you in this earth for these latter times. And that's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, because at the end of the day, you already know that this Bible is only about the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? And the wicked man that comes along with that, which happened to be our brother, is Esau Edom. Okay? It's two main characters. Of course, we know Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, but we're speaking about the humans on earth. That's the Israelites and the Edomites. All these other nationalities, hey, they fit in where they get in. And God and the Most High sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. You see that? Deliverance of what? We was going to end up being in Egypt. For real, and being slaves. We already know the history on that. It's the book of Exodus. And the next deliverance. And that's when he come with them chariots. You see? This Bible don't lie, man. Verse 8. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but the Most High. And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. So watch this. While you sitting thinking you doing something to somebody, right? The Lord had already set you up to do that. You see that? While you sitting there doing what you doing, plotting, talking about all that extra stuff, the Lord had already set you up to even talk like that and do all of that. And look what happened. Now he's the ruler of Egypt under Pharaoh. You ain't stopped nothing. You can't stop nothing. Jealousy in the house of Israel. And the trick started from the forefathers. Now we see why these things happen. Okay? It's amongst the brotherhood as well. You see that? Let's keep reading. So now it was not you that sent me, but the Most High. Okay? And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout the land of Egypt. Come on, man. Come on. Verse 9. Haste ye and go up to my father and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, the Most High hath made me Lord of Egypt. Come down and me and tarry not. Verse 10. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thy flocks, and thy herds, and all that thou hast. And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. Okay, so Joseph was telling them, listen, go get pops. I got it set up where you're going to live in the land of Goshen. Okay? Because the famine going to last for 5 more years. You're going to be okay. I'm going to nourish you. Everything is good. I'm bruh. I have forgiven you, and we're going to reconcile this thing. It's simple. It's simple. Let's keep reading. Verse 12. And behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. So y'all knowing this me. Y'all knowing this me. This is what Joseph's saying. Okay? Verse 14. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept. And Benjamin wept upon his neck. You see that? See how that brotherly love is? See how that brotherly love is, man? You got to understand, when the absentee of people you love, right? And you know when you first came upon them, or you saw them, or they came out of birth, whatever, that they had the same spirit as you, right? And you blended in, you mixed in, you was with it, right? And something happens, and you're being separated, right? And then the Lord brings it right back. It's going to feel good. Especially if it's your brother. Even if it's your brother in the spirit. It's going to feel good when he reunite. But understand this first, though. You still going to have to go through something or feel something because of what you've done to that other brother. Okay? Let's keep reading. Go back. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept. And Benjamin wept upon his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. And after that, his brethren talked with him. You see that? See how simple it is? See how the Lord is reconciling this thing? He's going to have it where Joseph is not going to even feel no type of way no more because of the fact that, listen, I'm ruler. I'm going to play this game the way I want to play it because the Lord going to let me. Okay? And guess what? I'm going to play it where I'm going to lock one brother. I'm going to lock all y'all up first. Then I'm going to let y'all go. But I'm going to let Simeon because he was the one with the mouth. You get it? He was the one with the mouth. Right? He was the one that wanted to kill you. He was the one that really didn't even really like you. You read spirits. You understand spirits. You don't got to say nothing to the person out the way or nothing like that, but you know you pick up on spirits, whether they like you or not. And you just play your role. Because eventually it's going to come out of how that person really feel. It's simple. You ain't fooling nobody but your damn self. Anybody that's out there in that wicked mindset that you feel as though you can say stuff, do stuff to people, and get away with it. Verse 16. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come. And it pleased Pharaoh well, and his servants. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, say unto thy brethren, this do ye, lay your beasts, and go get you unto the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households, and come unto me. And I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the lamb. Now thou art commanded this to do ye. Take you wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones, and for your wives, and bring your father and come. Also regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. You see that? So out of all that stuff that happened, Pharaoh's now, Joseph, because they love Joseph. So if Joseph's going to feel some type of way, then so will they. So the Pharaoh is telling them, listen, bring all your stuff. This is my friend right here, Joseph. So if you his family, then y'all my friends too. That's the favor. That's what Joseph had. He's not going to ever lack anything. And that's what a lot of our prophets. We're not going to lack nothing. Things going to happen, but hey, that's life. Let's keep reading. Verse 21. And the children of Israel did so. And Joseph gave them wagons according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provision for the way. To all of them he gave each man changes of raiment. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. And to his father he sent after this manner 10 asses laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 she-asses laden with corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. So he sent his brethren away, and they departed. And he said unto them, see that ye fall not out of by the way. You see? Now listen, I believe I skipped over something. So let me go back to that and then jump back on that real quick. Now, when Benjamin came to them, right? They still sent, Joseph sent them out. But Joseph put something in Benjamin to try to accuse him of taking stuff, and so Benjamin can stay, right? So now that was the method. So now when the sons go back, the father ain't gonna have no choice but to come. You see, because Benjamin is there. You see? Now let's go on back to what's going on. Verse 25. And they came in Salakia, and they went up out of Egypt, and came into the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told them, saying, Joseph yet alive. and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he delivered them not, for he believed them not. And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. Okay? And Israel said, Israel is Jacob, said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die. You see that? So now, Jacob, Israel, has revived the Lord has revived his spirit to knowing that his son is alive. You see? And knowing that Benjamin is okay. Knowing that Simeon is okay. And the rest of the sons. And knowing that, listen, my son has become governor of Egypt. So now I'm going to listen. I'm going to take heed. Because when he revived his spirit, Jacob already knew that his dreams came, that Joseph's dreams, his son's dreams, came true. You see? That's how the Lord works. Let's go to chapter 46 real quick. And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the Most High of his father Isaac. And the Most High spake unto Israel in the visions of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here am I. And he said, I am the Most High, the power of thy father. Fear not to go down in Egypt, for I will there make thee a great nation. You see that? I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again, and Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. So, Salakia, so the Lord speaks to his men, especially when there's about to be a power move needed to be made. It's some type of traveling that needs to be made. Okay? The Lord speaks to his men, whether it's in a dream or a vision or a trance or just sitting there and he's speaking to you. Okay? We know if the Lord's speaking to us or not, because the Lord is not going to dwell in no unclean temple. You understand? So if he's not going to dwell in no unclean temple, then how we carry ourselves and we do what we do and we speak on this mic and we carry ourselves the way we're supposed to carry ourselves, that's through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. And we come on this mic to edify the sheep. Listen, that's through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay? So the Lord speaks to his men, right? And he told Jacob, Israel, don't worry about it. Go on down to Egypt. I got you. I got you because it's going to be a great deliverance out of there as well. I got this all designed and set up. You see? This Bible is beautiful, man. This is our history. Look how the Lord works and moves. Let's close out in this. Let's go to stay in 46 and let's go to 28. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. You see that right there? That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful feeling, man. With that reconciliation thing, with that forgiveness first. Joseph had to forgive them. You see? Joseph had to forgive them, although he knew the dream. He knew the power he had. He wasn't arrogant. He wasn't prideful. He wasn't wicked. He didn't use his authority to abuse it like some of these niggas do. You see? He didn't do none of that. You talk about meek and humbleness. Come on, man. Do you really know what meek and humbleness is? For actually to have these things done to you and yet you still forgive and embrace and reconcile. Man, get out of here, man. You better, those that sit up here, again, that act as though you can sit up here and say, do things, slander people, and acting as though you are better than them in so many type of words, so many performances you do. Well, you ain't doing nothing, bro, but hurting yourself. Sister, you too, if you doing that. You ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. You will get a recompense for that. You probably, tell you the truth, if you've done wickedness to somebody already, listen, nobody gonna know your real household. Nobody's gonna really know what you're going through inside unless you tell them and you show it. But I can guarantee you this, though. If you know you wicked and you've done something to somebody and you ain't repent for that or you ain't ask for forgiveness for that, we know you're going through something inside. You can play it like you ain't playing it, like whatever. It doesn't matter. We know. Because the Lord shows it in telling you. He showed it through the brothers. And if it showed it through the forefathers, okay, it's not going to trickle down to the rest as generations and generations pass by and pass through. Them same traits, similarities. You got a brother out here trying to kill another brother. That's black on black crime. That's Latino on Latino crime. Nothing is new under the sun. It started from them. From them wanting to kill Joseph. So you don't think slander is going to come upon you? Rejection is going to not come upon you? Nah, brother. You got to wake up now. It's 2025 in their calendar. Okay? It's almost over with. And you better continue to stay in your lot and do what you're supposed to do. And those that are not in their lot yet, you better get in it. And you better start doing what thus saith the Lord. I'm going to read this one more time and close out. And he hath set Judah before him unto Joseph, to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came unto the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father, to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. You see that? That's how it's going to feel. That's how it feels good, you know? That's your old boy. That's your dad. That's your pops. Your son's casting me out, but I'm still here, pops. And look what the Lord has done for me. So I can do for y'all and for my generations and seeds that come after us. You see, it's a moral to this story with Joseph. You see, we broke that down from 1 to now 4. Okay? And with that being said, I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. And until then, Shalom.